right, doing the time check. This is 11 minutes after 10 o'clock on the AM side, and it's Oluyole 98.5 FM. And the moment that time is right, you know it's breakfast Fiesta.
Yes, breakfast
and
Fiesta.
Of course, I'm not running the show alone. Come on, just given the opportunity to run it first time. Wow, it's a wonderful opportunity Monday morning, and as always, nothing is as romantic as Monday morning, because that is when people romantic. Because you wake up to embrace the day and set the ball rolling, trying to, of course, keep up with today's hectic pace and, of course, fulfill your dreams. And that is actually what makes us humans. And it's going to be a wonderful day
of course
today.
It will be.
And I am Goke Moshood. And as always, I have got the veteran, the delectable.
Good morning. How are you? Good to be back here, and good to know you're there with us. Oluyole 98.5 FM Ibadan. My name is Jamila Emegbede. Always a pleasure to be here.
Always.
I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and yes, you're up and ready to embrace all those wonderful opportunities that will be coming your way today and this week. Much as said Mondays could be all romantic, I would say daunting, you know? Daunting for a lot of people, especially after the long weekend. Friday was a public holiday, then people had Saturday and Sunday, except for some of us who had to be at work, like you and I.
Yeah. And you know, there is this word that has just been coined, and they call it Smonday.
All right, so what's that?
You're looking at Monday, and of course you're way down on Sunday because of what Monday really is. And they call that Monday, and that's the effect. So what we're just telling you is, come on, a day at a time, and of course live in the moment.
Exactly.
And for as long as you have the goals set up, of course you are going to achieve them, and that is certain. Just with determination.
I'm talking about certainty. Monday is certain. It will always come. It's not going away. So the best thing you can do is just to
meet
embrace it.
Embrace.
You know, with that positive aura, positive vibe, with everything positive, so that you yourself can reflect it and attach it, you know, attract it.
Just
positive.
Embrace it. Even if it's not going to be a full hug, you know, there's always this what you call Christian hug. Just hug it and do the best that you can. And always, when you give the best, it's axiom, the best will always come back to you. And if you get Monday right, you are always going to get the rest of the week and the days right. So, what a better way to start the day with breakfast Fiesta, because we are actually giving you all the feelings you need
for your Monday and the rest of the week.
Yes.
All right, so moving on to commemorative days or observances for today. Before we talk about, you know, what we'll be focusing on today precisely, today's World Physical Therapy Day, observed every 8th of September to celebrate and raise awareness about the critical role of physical therapists and chronic pain therapies in keeping people healthy and fit.
That was a very good one.
So today is just to raise awareness about the work physical therapists put into ensuring that
keeping fit.
Yes,
physically.
And, you know, especially those who may have had one sort of setback, you know, accident or anything debilitating, and then they have to heal and work through it to become fit again. It's a whole lot. It takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of strength, you know, takes a lot of belief for people to help others, nurse them all through that process and bring them back to being fit again. So it's a wonderful thing to do.
Thank God there is a celebration to embrace, of course, the wholeness and the awesomeness of our physicality. So let's just thank God for that.
Exactly, awesomeness of and especially both the specialists and those who go through that process to become fit. All right, so today is a day dedicated to them. Then, our kids are going back to school next week, right?
Certainly.
Why the face?
Certainly, because every home, of course, preparations in the oven. Because the new shoes, the new bags, and most importantly, the books. Parents are now running to the stationery stores, but they are not smiling because of the prices.
But what can we do? It's a way of investing in the children, in our children, investing in their future.
And as
and it's something we can't just run away from.
We cannot. And the saying is, if we think education is expensive,
try ignorance.
So
it's an investment. That's
serious investment.
We pray that God continues to
provide and bless all parents out there, particularly those who are listening to us.
And the resumption is not all about, the material things children will be getting, Also about giving them the right mindset for school. Some kids are going back to school. Oh, not just going back. Some are resuming because it's a new session, like you pointed out.
Yes.
Resuming or going to school for the first time. And then we have some who didn't do quite well last session, and are going back to that last class. The morale.
Yeah.
So we should try to be there for them emotionally too.
Yes.
And nobody could be their best
cheerleaders. Even best of friends now than the parents.
So you give them the right mindset for school.
Yeah.
All right, the program is still Breakfast Fiesta on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Oh, and we didn't mention the producer, Oladimeji Salaudin, the producer of Breakfast Fiesta. We say welcome on his behalf. We also have other members of the crew, Ayokule Adibambo, Bola Boaba, and Kende Sulaiman on the console.
Yes.
The engineering officers on duty, Kazim Folari and Shuaib Busari. It promises to be another enlightening time on Breakfast Fiesta this morning. Just stay with us. We'll be right back.
And the earth sings. Season's just beginning. Sunlight it hides as the clouds make way. For the pouring of my blessings, I will not be afraid. I see it now, I understand, I know. So I embrace it, dance. In the rain it's for my seed to grow. For every prayer and every seed I've sown, Lord of the harvest knows I'm giving back 100-fold. The land is green, it's green, oh, oh. The land is green, it's green. Can't you see? The harvest is ready. The Lord of the harvest told me so. It's green for me. It's green for me. Standing alone can be a heavy load. From my walls I won't be breaking, though my heart is aching. I got a word and I won't let go. It's your will I'm seeking, so I keep on believing. I see it now, I understand, I know. So I embrace it, dance. Once again it's time for me to grow. For every prayer and every tear I've sown, Lord of the harvest knows I'm giving joy 100-fold. The land is green, it's green, oh, oh. The land is green, it's green. Can't you see? The harvest is ready. The Lord of the harvest told me so. It's green for me. I thought it was over, thought you were done with me, but we're just beginning. Whoa, my life is a journey. I will
Welcome back to Breakfast Fiesta on Oluyole 98.5 FM Ibadan, and today on the program we will be talking about a commemoration and observance for today declared by UNESCO on the 26th October 1966. It is World Literacy Day, celebrated annually, and it highlights the importance of literacy to individuals, communities, countries, and development generally. So today, we're going to be joined by two experts.
Yes.
An educationist and
also a computer scientist. I just put it that way.
Exactly, a computer scientist to look at literacy. The theme for this year is promoting literacy in the digital era. So it's not just about literacy, it's also about
promoting literacy
digitally. Joining us today on the program, we have Dr. Victoria Akintoye. Like I said earlier, she is an educationist and an administrator. You're welcome aboard Breakfast Fiesta.
Good morning.
We also have here Joshua Akinbayo, who is a computer scientist, data analyst, and a programmer. Everything computer. You're welcome aboard Breakfast Fiesta.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
All right, it's literacy. I just want to believe the tradition must have changed. The traditional meaning of the word literacy is the ability to read and write. But now the big question is literacy, ability to read and write. Any language, or is it just English language? Let me just pose it to Mrs. Victoria
Akintoye.
Thank you. As you've said, traditionally it is to read and to write, and you know that from inception it has been like that. But as the world globalized, then we move. So it's no longer read, write. Listening is also part of it. Then we grow as the world is growing. So though that's the foundation, but it's no longer limited to that level. It's expanding every day, and that's why the digital tool will come in, and it cannot be overlooked.
All right, I'll still come back to you. Looking at the impact of literacy. All right, before we go to the impact of literacy, we have a bill to pay, right? Ababa. All right, so take it away. We'll be right back.
There's a new recipe to delicious tasty meals.
Really?
Oh yes, it's Tasty Cubes chicken flavor. Give every meal that finger-licking taste.
Oh yeah?
Yes, so Tasty Cubes chicken flavor brings out a fantastic taste in everyday meals.
Wow.
I love this Tasty Cubes chicken flavor already.
It's surely whetting my appetite.
In that case, what are you waiting for? Hurry now and go and buy your own Tasty Cubes chicken flavor to keep that finger-licking taste in your cooking.
Yes, nah.
Tasty Cubes chicken flavor brings out the inviting flavor in your meal. Tasty Cubes chicken flavor comes in different pack sizes: 100 grams, 400 grams, and 600 grams. It is also available in powder form.
Welcome back to Breakfast Fiesta on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Before that break, I was just going to ask Mrs. Akintoye, Dr. Akintoye, the significance of literacy to human development and that of any nation.
Okay, thank you so much. Like I said earlier, that to read, to write has been the foundation. And when you're able to do that, you gain knowledge. The knowledge will be transmitted into useful purposes from community to state, national, international. So everything you see around now began from learning to read and write. Behaviors are also shaped. Then innovations too will come, like my colleague that is a computer scientist now. He started from that level. So generally, if you will make impacts anyway, you have to know how to read and write, because that's how you could be useful to yourself, to your community, to your nation. Now, to build infrastructure, are you saying one will just jump down and start building? No. So the rudiment is to read and write, and from there it's like a tree with branches. Then you take your side of it and make the best use of it.
All right.
That's lead us to the question. I am not trying to be a prophet, but I believe in traditions. If we say to be useful in modern times, in a modern society, we need to know how to read and write. How about individuals in traditional times? They could neither read nor write, yet they were exponents of progressive ideas. Are we saying a person will be a complete non-entity or irrelevant if he doesn't have the ability to read and write?
You must be talking about the native intelligence. Native intelligence has been there.
Okay.
But to make it worldwide and acceptable and impressive and useful, it has to go with the learning aspect of putting it into writing, from ability to read, write, speech comes forth, then using it now for a bigger purpose will emerge. Native intelligence is no doubt, okay, when you look at our fathers in time past, they have native intelligence. In fact, they calculate often, and their businesses are expanding every blessed day, but that loophole will still be there. So they will need maybe to employ someone that will put record in place for them, and so on. And for them not to have gone to school to learn to read and write may not be their fault. Maybe at that time, the parent doesn't have the opportunity to send them, but that doesn't mean that they can't think. The thinking has always been part of human from evolution.
All right, so to you, Joshua Kibayo, I'm glad that you're a young person. Some young people are guilty of not really, placing that much importance on literacy. As a matter of fact, some will say school na scam. It's a slogan that some young people throw around now, and they tend to believe in. So, what would be your impression about such a mindset, and what would you tell young people who believe in this?
Well, unfortunately, the UNESCO record still says that about over 100 millions of people were still not digital literate. Even basic literacy, that people cannot read and write, is still something that is a bit of a bit concern, because literacy, like the last speaker said, is something that is basic. Like the ability to read and write is the basic, because if you don't know the basic, you cannot come to the digital level, and it's going to affect both the person that is not digital literate, or the person that is not an illiterate, quote and unquote, an illiterate. Is going to affect the person, it's going to affect the community, the nation will lose, because the person will not be able to function to their capacity. They are not going to give to the society what they are supposed to give. For example, somebody that cannot communicate and you want to trade, you don't know what to say. you cannot calculate money. So how do you want to trade? So the person will just be off. And in today's world, I believe why young people are saying school is a scam is the orientation that the literacy brings money. No, there is difference between being literate and financial literacy. They are two different things. So to be literate is to be able to stand shoulder to shoulder with your peers, with your colleagues, not being left alone in any aspect. Like, okay, let's say this a new thing that is in town. When they bring it to you, you have the understanding. Let's say, oh, we have a new software, you know about it. It's not like, they said this, a video editing tool, you don't know how to use it. This Microsoft Excel, you don't know how to use it. You understand? So you will be able to stand par with your colleagues, with your peers. So school is not a scam. It is what makes you stand out among your peers. But the problem is people believe that when you go to school, it automatically transcends to having money. So when they now come out of school and they now find it that it is tasking to have money, you have to put in a lot of effort. They will now say, school is a scam. So that's it.
All right, so Dr. Victoria Akintoye, I'm glad that you're an educationist. Would you say our curriculum perfectly suits the world order, the way the world is today, the advancements and everything? Would you say our curriculum is suitable and positions our graduates, our students with maybe children or students from the advanced world?
The new one?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Most times when I see policies being made, I just smile because I want to tell you that the digital literacy is already on ground. What the government just did was to now formalize it, because schools that know what they are doing will not wait till they are pushed. Have you not heard that we have schools in Nigeria building robots? They have, even though the government didn't put it. So that's why I said at the beginning that the foundation is the traditional read-write. But as time goes on, there is civilization, there is global revolution. So you can't just stay and wait for government. So our government just woke up to know that, okay, let's legalize it. What they have done now is to legalize what has been on. Then probably to close the gap between the people that have access to digital technology and those that didn't. So it's a welcome development. But what caught my attention was the urgency in delivering it. Because if curriculum is to be what they gave us recently, I think a development plan should have been put in place to get things ready so that we will know that it's a genuine intention to incorporate those things. Oh, now you want to start training AI in schools, primary. Where are the instructors? How many do we have? Are teachers being trained for that purpose? Facilities, are they on ground? Because most of these our leaders travel and they saw things over there, and I expect that because they are also literate, let me use that word, they should come back home to fix some of these things. What does it cost us to put Wi-Fi and all our roads into villages? Because and that's the gap we want to close. Okay, UNESCO said 739 million don't even have that traditional education we talked about. 730 million. And when they talk like that, you will know that they are talking about African countries. 20 million in Nigeria. So if digital comes, the gap will widen. Will be wider. So now, what has been put in place, not to make it wider, because for the traditional one that we think, okay, we're supposed to have moved from this traditional, it's wide already. Now you are bringing digital. All the remote places, nothing has been done to get them ready. I think system failure is our problem. System. So if they knew when they were putting those things together, they should have been doing the networking of getting people and places ready for it. If they give it like this, those that I said have been on digital will also cope. But the people we're talking about, the gap, I don't know if they have taken care of them. So it's a new development. It means when children pass from primary, secondary, they will be certified. Essence is they have to have certificates. Because that's what's going on all over the world. And even those people are saying some are scam. The people that are working new education will never be a scam. So they didn't wait for their university to teach them some things. They went on their own doing it, and they are certified. Once you are certified, the labor market all over the world is your territory. So the curriculum is good so far. The implementation will be the sincere one and will be available to all.
All right, with the new curriculum, Dr. Akintole, that you mentioned, are we not trying to ostracize some children from this opportunity based on government shabby implementation?
Well, it's good we start. It's better to start than not to start. So I think that's where we will cry out to beg them to please help those that have been marginalized before, so that we get them back on track.
So back to you, Joshua. What are some of the soft skills that can be easily acquired by young people today and can be incorporated into education as well?
Before I speak about that, I believe that digital literacy is going to correct some errors that the traditional literacy cannot fix. For example, if you want to use your phone, programmers are working to bridge the gap between people that are literate and illiterate. Like they have symbols, there are icons that, okay, even if you don't go to school, you can still be able to navigate some things, unlike the old traditional ways, which is board and paper.
To spell it out.
You understand? So there are ways that digital literacy. So now, skills that are available for young people to put their hands on, and that they will make lots of money, ranging from video editing. Before, if you are a graphics designer, they pay you small money on the streets. But as a graphics designer today, if you know your skill very well and you set up your profile as a freelancer, graphics designer freelancer, you work with people not necessarily within this country, from over the world, and they pay you. You know, if somebody pays you $100, convert it to Nigeria money, you are having a whole lot of money, and like that. But within this country, if you are a graphics designer and you work for a client, before you will be able to do a work that will what somebody will pay you maybe for just $100. That $100 work in this Nigeria, you could have maybe work, and they might price you 10,000. Even if they price you that 10,000. So there are digital skills that are available. It's really for young people to be ready to learn, and there are free tools all over the internet. Free tools, free learning materials. But The problem is that we don't have the internet to access all these things. Are very expensive. They are very, very expensive. So that's one of the disadvantage, because to learn, maybe you want to watch about 5-hour YouTube video, that's going to cost a whole lot of data. With the current increments to the data rates, so it's something I wish the government should look into. They should. Every other country are trying to make data accessible and affordable to the citizen, but I don't think Nigerian government is looking into that direction. If many people are going into digital, working digitally, they are going to have more money and they are going to pay taxes to the government. So the government will have more money when more people are working, rather than increasing tariffs and putting burden on the people, I think.
Well, Dr. Akitoye, that was a very good one. I am still concerned about the way the implementation is being done. And I want to place public schools, juxtapose that with private schools. How many of our public secondary schools are presentable, let me use the word, computer laboratories? And it might be sad to say that most of the pupils in primary school have not even operated on a computer system before. Now that we are bringing digital literacy to them, are we just keeping up with the global best practice without actually understanding the culture, the prevailing culture of that literacy we have in Nigeria?
Thank you. Well, you said they've never operated a computer. No, they use phone. These children use phone. So, and it's the same mode. The only difference is, okay, computers may be used for, even the phones are used for advanced things too, depending on the grade. So what I will really plead is the government's readiness to power remote places. It's going to be useful. It's going to be useful. I learned the Oyo State government they partner with a German firm to breach the AI this thing. It's a new development, and those people can't come if they will be sincere. They can't come without telling the government that they have to power remote places. Because in Germany, when you move from location to location, everywhere it's Wi-Fi. So they can't bring innovation without ensuring that the system is ready for the innovation. But at least it's a good step towards none. It has not been before. So if anyone is starting any new thing, let's just appreciate and encourage. And we are particular about those left out, which it's only the government that can also do it. The private sectors are on their own trying to move our initiative. You know, it's not possible for private sector to move government load. So our own percentage is being taken care of, though not very well, but we are trying. But the government too, after the present governor now, whoever will take over your state should just continue. They should not leave what he started and go to, you know, our problem is when someone starts something, another will come, they will just abandon. He has done a lot that should not be abandoned. So they should just try to make Oyo State that pace setter that we are known for. The rural area should be incorporated. There are no schools, there are no this, no offices. Those things will spring up. When they are ready, they will just start small, then they start increasing. So I can't say it won't be possible. That's if we are ready.
So Joshua, how do we leverage on technology? Young people especially. I know you have mentioned some of the soft skills we need to do, but how do we leverage on it positively and, do away from the risks that abound on the internet and all?
Thank you, ma. We can leverage on the internet in many ways. For example, please permit me to speak on what the other guests have spoken on. I think the federal government, their policies, although this new policy is applaudable, because digital literacy, part of the problem in digital literacy is that there are generational gaps. It is easier for young people to learn digital literacy than older people. Older people will find it tasking to keep up with the latest trend.
Yeah.
So I applaud the federal government for at least the initiative to put it as a curriculum. Like, it's now a compulsory thing in the country. But that's not enough. There are several other things that the government is supposed to do. But let me go back to the main question. The question, your question is that how can we leverage? Today, I believe so many things that we are supposed to have grown past, but we are still struggling with, because our technology investment is very low. We didn't invest so much in technology. So what we are supposed to be gaining, our gain from technology-driven things, they are very low. For example, so many people that goes to the hospital on a daily basis, maybe it should have reduced. Let's say we invest so much in technology, because easily you can book an appointment with so many things that people goes to the hospital to. They can easily speak with their doctor online, not necessarily having to converge in the hospital. And our education system, we should also have grown past the era of writing on the board, because if the instructional materials that teachers have, if they are being presented to students through all this technology, it makes one, work easier, two, it will be faster, and it will be full of fun. And when students are having fun, they can assimilate what they are teaching them quickly. But if a teacher will write, the same teacher will write his lesson notes, do this over and over again,
Traditional way.
it's going to put more weight on the teacher and they may break down. But if, let's say, they have their lesson notes or lesson plan prepared, and when they get to class, they, for example, in universities, the lecturer would have prepared a slide, send the slide ahead of the class. Student would have, like, it makes the student to read faster ahead of time. You understand? It helps the lecturer, the students, to know what to do. Like, not like the traditional means that the teacher will come, okay, it's the traditional way has limits. It limits both the learner and the teacher. So another way is that in our economy, day-to-day activity, let's say we invest so much on technology. So many people that are paying money for shops might not necessarily need to do that. Just set up your shop online. And this is what I said. For example, I'm a freelancer worker. I have username on freelancer.com. So I pitch my tent on Freelancer that this is what I do. And somebody that wants to give me work will say, oh, we need your service. So we speak, this is how much I'm going to charge for this thing that you want to do. we finalize our without being meeting physically. So but here we are not investing in that, so you have to meet the person that you want to give work. All these things, they are not saving time. They are the money you spend to meet people, then the risk factor, every other. So there are so many things that if we invest in digital literacy, that is going to save our time, save us risk, save us it is going to be efficient. Like, okay, instead of meeting somebody tomorrow, like explaining to them that this is what you want to do, you can just say, put it out there that I need somebody to do this thing, and several people will come that, okay, we can do this thing. Look for the best person, pick the best person, give the person the work, and the person does the work, hand over the work to you virtually. You are not meeting anybody, and you pay virtually, so nobody will complain that you understand. So but I believe the government have to do more. They are trying, but they have to do more, so that young people, especially the young people that are saying education is a scam, they will know that no, education is not a scam. When you learn, you put what you learn to practice, then that will give you money. Not just going to cram one or two things. Learn digitally, because if you read some things that are not applicable in the labor market, that is when you begin to say school is a scam. But if you learn digitally, there is no way you will learn any digital work and you now come out and say school is a scam. So learn something digital today. There is no way. Just common Microsoft Excel. If you know Microsoft Excel very well, go online, pitch your profile on any freelancer website, any of the freelancer job platform. Pitch what you know there. They have certification, put it there that I'm a certified person on this. People will come, they want people who can analyze their data, who can help them clean up their data. They will give you work. It's not necessarily that, I study this in the university, I studied this in the university. So by that, people will be useful to their self and to the society.
Well, with all this, with digital literacy bringing us, are we trying to water down the seriousness of all our high rate hours? No. Because if you're saying I am going to the university and whatever it is I can learn in the university, of course I can go online. We have so many of these platforms, particularly YouTube, and learn that within 6 months. So are we now saying there is no room, or is becoming archaic, old-fashioned to go to university for education?
No.
So what are we saying?
The thing is, as there is a new innovation.
Okay.
Innovation is solving problem. As the innovation is solving that problem, there is another problem
being created along
and that is what the university is designed to be solving. The university is supposed to learn that this is the problem that the society is facing, and they are supposed to find a way to solve that problem. And as the problem is being solved, another problem is being created. Take for example the issue of AI. You can literally ask AI anything now, you understand, but after some time there are issues of data privacy, where people's privacy are being intruded by AI. You understand? So it's not like we are now going to discard the AI because of
those issues.
So we now work on those issues that what can we do to prevent people's privacy from going to the public. So we are not going to say because somebody can learn online that we are not going to go to the university. Number one. Number two is that there are some courses in the universities that probably people might not go to study again due to the availability of the resources. Let me be alright with you, but at that there are still many courses in the university that there's no way you, because they are practical driven, they are practical based driven, so there's no way you can learn that outside the four walls of the university. But take for example, you cannot just keep people in university to come for 4 years for things that they can easily learn with full speed. You understand? Just keep them in the university for 6 months. People would finish all these courses. You understand? I'm not saying people should not go to university. You understand? But some courses will be badly affected with the introduction of digital literacy, because the problem we have before is that so many materials are not readily available. They are not readily available. It is only, you can only get them maybe in the university library but today there are thousands of resources online that you can easily
maybe there's a need for an upgrade. So most of our courses then. Well, Joshua, we really have to take a break now because we'll be bringing the news at exactly 11 o'clock. But we'll be back right after Iroi. Still talking literacy, promoting literacy in the digital era. Stay with us.
And entertainment, we got everything you need and so much more, yeah. 98.5 FM, Oluyole. 98.5 FM. Hear me now, to go down to the #1 station. Native and quality information. Brighten up your day in so many ways. Tune to 98.5 FM, Oluyole. 98.5 FM. 98.5 FM. Oluyole. 98.5 FM. 98.5 FM.
It's 11 o'clock.
The news.
It's news on the hour. The Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers have declared that it will still embark on strike beginning from today, Monday, despite the intervention of the federal government to address the grievances of the union. The union had announced that it will begin the industrial action on September 8, 2025. A decision stemmed from Dangote Petroleum Refinery's plan to import 4,000 compressed natural gas powered truck for direct fuel distribution to retailers. Nipeng had accused the Dangote refinery of anti-labor practices that threaten the livelihood of members of its petroleum tanker drivers branch. The union lamented that the refinery owner, Aliko Dangote, had insisted that new drivers for the imported trucks would not be allowed to join the union. In In another development, the Nigerian Army has announced that its troops successfully rescued 3 victims of kidnapping in a series of operations in Kogi State. The Acting Secretary Director of Army Public Relations, 12th Brigade, Hassan Abdullahi, in a statement stated that the troops succeeded in neutralizing several bandits involved in this kidnapping and other criminal activities across the state. He also noted that the troops of 126 Battalion, in partnership with other hybrid forces, had earlier engaged the bandits in a fierce battle, killing 2 of the bandits in Tunga General Area. In addition, the brigade command and 4 commanders of Operation Accord 3, Kasim Sidi, led a successful exploitation of the area. This is the news on the hour. Thank you for listening.
Ìyálẹ̀ta ìròyìn ní ṣókí. Ẹgbẹ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ iléepo àti afẹ́fẹ́ ìdáná gáàsì NUPENG kéde pé àwọn yóò gùnlé ìyanṣẹ́lódì ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ lónìí ọjọ́ Ajé, bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ìjọba àpapọ̀ ti dá sí ọ̀rọ̀ tó kan ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀hún. Ọjọ́ Ẹtì tó kọjá ní ẹgbẹ́ NUPENG kéde pé òun yóò gùnlé ìyanṣẹ́lódì lọ́jọ́ 8 oṣù kẹsàn-án. Wọ́n fẹnukò bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ìpinnu ibùdó ìfọpo Dangote láti kó ọkọ̀ 4,000 tó ń lo afẹ́fẹ́ ìdáná gáàsì tá a mọ̀ sí CNG wọlé látòkè òkun, èyí tí yóò máa gbé epo lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn alágbàtà ní tààrà. Àtẹ̀jáde tí ààrẹ ẹgbẹ́ NUPENG Williams Akporai àti akọ̀wé gbogbogbò Afọlábí Ọláwálé jìjọ fọwọ́ sí lọ́jọ́ Ẹtì. Ẹgbẹ́ náà fi ẹ̀sùn kan ibùdó ìfọpo Dangote pé ó ń gbé ìgbésẹ̀ tó tako ìṣọwọ́ ṣiṣẹ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́, èyí tó ń dúnkokò mọ́ ìgbé ayé àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ awakọ̀ epo bẹntiróòlù. Ẹgbẹ́ náà kọminú lórí bí Aliko Dangote ti kọ̀ jálẹ̀ pé àwọn awakọ̀ tuntun fún àwọn ọkọ̀ ńlá tó fẹ́ kó wọlé látòkè òkun yìí kò ní darapọ̀ mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ kankan. Iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun ilẹ̀ yìí ti kéde pé ikọ̀ rẹ̀ ti dóòlà èèyàn 3 táwọn ajínigbé jí gbé nípínlẹ̀ Kogi. Adelé adarí ẹ̀ka ọ̀rọ̀ tó kan aráàlú níléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun Hassan Abdullahi nínú àtẹ̀jáde tó fi síta fìdí ẹ̀ múlẹ̀ pé ikọ̀ ọmọ ogun ṣe àṣeyọrí nídìí mímú àdínkù bá ìṣọwọ́ ṣiṣẹ́ àwọn agbébọn tó lọ́wọ́ nínú ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ìjínigbé àtàwọn ìwà ọ̀daràn mìíràn ní tìbútòrò ìpínlẹ̀ Kogi. Ó jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ pé ṣáájú ní ikọ̀ ọmọ ogun 126 Battalion pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ àwọn ikọ̀ aláàbò mìíràn ni wọ́n dojú ìjà kọ àwọn olubi ẹ̀dá yìí tí wọ́n sì ṣekú pa 2 nínú wọn lágbègbè Tunga nípínlẹ̀ Kogi. Ìròyìn ní ṣókí kò ní jù báyìí lọ. Ẹ ṣé tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa.
Minutes past 11 on Oluyole. 98.5 FM, and you're welcome back to Breakfast Fiesta, where we have been talking literacy in the digital age. A lot of thought-provoking things Joshua said before we took that break. And while we're on break, we're talking within ourselves. Does that mean digital education or digital knowledge is going to erode the traditional structure completely? And that would take me to
Dr. Victoria Aketoye.
Is this an erosion of our traditional structure, or what?
It may look like that, but it cannot do it, because when you talk about literacy and education, don't let's forget the social aspect of it. Then if I know Joshua will be talking about Nigeria setting, why do we still have universities all around the world? Why did Sweden recently push back books into its system and withdrew all the tab from their students? Why? So as we are looking at the fancy side of it, let's take a deep look at the social aspect of it.
Social how?
Social in the sense that the negativity, if not managed, can actually rubbish the whole thing. Okay, he's talking about online everything now. I've done online several times, and it's a big disappointment. Whether you are giving what you didn't pay for, less quality, something like that. So I think the whole exercise is just to wake us up and get better things done. Our universities are actually sleeping. Maybe with this, they will wake up and do the right thing. Whether we like it or not, we need our schools to build our systems. We can't just freelance can't build our systems, so they can't. Although everywhere in the world we have freelance people working from home, we have authority behind the screen, but at the same time, when a nation will grow and stand, we need our institutions. We need them to fashion out what will work for us with the help of in a collaborative manner. And that's when we can be called a nation. A nation, it's a one that is able to produce and feed other nations. Nigeria has not even got a stand in what I just said. So it's a very elaborate thing, and no sector could be rubbish aside, no sector, especially the education sector. Though I agree that what we have in our university, our schools, needs upgrade, and we will be upgrading, taking note of the rot that had existed in our system. Okay, let me give you this instance now. He's a programmer, and he knew the advantage of a dot, simple full stop punctuation. He knew the advantage. So if someone didn't get those things right, how will the person still function well in the digital world? So the two should be collaborated in my own view. I know digital can stand alone, but where they are standing alone, they are having problems presently, and they are still going back to what I'm saying. Sweden had to collect tabs from their young ones. Okay, now Sweden, they are advanced. I mean, we are just developing, and the rot in Nigeria is as a result of oversight of things we ought to have done. If at the early stage we have incorporated all this, all our young ones will be fully equipped. They won't have time for nonsense. So to take nonsense from them now will take years to replace it with what we're talking about. That's why I said to start is even good. Now we are starting primary, university, so we catch them young from the onset and put things straight. We are at the level of putting things straight in Nigeria. It's not a level of reaping. We can't reap yet. We can't because it's a rot. The system is terribly bad, but thank God. We should be able to, all the universities in Nigeria can put heads together to generate electricity successfully. Look at our roads. They could put turbines there, and then I keep wondering what is wrong. So thank God for this administration that started it, and I hope the curriculum will be improved on, and the end result of all this exercise should be measured too. So at the primary, are we making progress? We should do that regularly till we get to where my friend is talking about. Actually, it's good. We have kids doing all these things very well, and we also have ones lagging behind. Some can't even write their names. So how will they do all these things? If you can't read and understand, you can't do some of these things. Even though you understand the video, you can be doing what they are doing. But to get to a level that, so education will never be a scam. I said it earlier. But the benefit is what we have not harmonized and harnessed very well, which I think that's what this present administration is about to do, and we should give them applause for that.
All right, so when we look at literacy, I know you have said a lot about the things the government is doing and the things government isn't doing. Some of the things they have been doing, some of the things they haven't been doing. A lot has also been said by Joshua about things government should put in place. Now let's look at other stakeholders, the communities, parents, guardians. What are the roles they should play in ensuring that literacy is given the importance it deserves?
You know, I just mentioned social responsibility now. That's where parents will come in. We can't actually do any digital literacy well without parents, because these children will need some things from them so that they don't keep complaining. Oh, it's government that must do all. No. So everyone should get involved now. Everyone. And I know our parents, they like good things. Good things will come with money at times, because government can't actually do all. It's a large population. It's a very large population. So parents should know that now their children will have to get certain things, maybe laptops at home, and when they have it, because of the rot, they have to monitor what they are doing on it, so that the exercise will not be in a futility. They have to monitor. Stakeholders, school owners, community heads, community leaders. We should have centers in communities now, whereby these young ones will be trained. That will be a collaboration with what the government is doing. So Oyo State government now may not be able to capture the entire Oyo State, but let's have community people. Why are we there? Because it's going to be for the benefit of all. Before we open our eyes, we have structures coming up, infrastructures being improved on. So we don't need, Nigerians are brilliant. Go and see them all over the world. They are doing well. Even with our traditional. When they carry this traditional to anywhere, they do well, exceedingly well. We are known for that, and there is no location in the world that you won't get a Nigerian. They are known for that. So all this manpower, our people may not even need to go abroad again. Let's maximize Nigeria. See land, stable environment is Nigeria. In fact, let's take Nigeria to some places. Bring those places. Land, bush. Is it fertilizer we are using to grow? No, it's natural. And we are like this. So everyone must be involved. Everyone. Thank God all the market women, they are with phone now. They are also part of the system. So you can transfer, you can do this, you can. He said, do we need to go and be lined up in hospital? It's true. It's true. Those are things. It's a huge finance. That's why it has to be a development plan, so that when one administration vacates, another will just continue. And when we are alive with this sense now, no administration will come and rubbish what has been done. We will rise to fight, because it has to do with the lives of our young ones. We won't look at them to rubbish good things again. But because we are ignorant, or maybe our eyes hasn't been open to it, we just accept. That's why we are not moving. We are not moving. So a lot of things needs to be done. I support collaborating the two for now. Even nations of the world are doing what I'm saying.
All right, Joshua, the meeting point between traditional literacy and digital, how do you see that working?
Digital and the analog.
Yes, I'm not an advocate of the discard of the traditional literacy. And as a matter of fact, it's the basic, it's the beginning. Like, to me, I believe that even the digital stuff should be kept away from kids to some certain age, so that they would focus to pick all these traditional ways of learning. So, but towards some age, maybe like age 8, then the kids should be allowed to run on digital literacy, because like I'm saying the other time, that some courses they have to give way in the university. I would have mentioned some of them. I would have mentioned some of them. Yes, I'm not saying they should throw them out.
Outrightly, but structured.
Yes, to meet today's reality. Because one of the problems we are having in Nigeria is our university. They are churning out students that cannot meet up with today's reality.
Okay, that is where I'm going to take you up. Even Dr. Akintoye. Now,
what comes it?
I'm not even going to ask about the courses. We're saying in Nigeria, even though we have an education based on the analog and the old, and wherever we go in the world, we excel, even the best, then there is nothing wrong with our system.
Yeah.
Maybe we just need to keep updating and upgrading.
Yes.
So instead of discarding the analog, we should fuse the two together and have a collaboration.
I'm not saying we should discard. There's no way I'm saying we should discard. Like, okay, if the world is moving to digital, there's no, it is from the traditional ones that we get what we are using in the digital age. So we should also try to incorporate the digital to what we are doing. Not that somebody will, a computer scientist in his throughout his days in the universities is going to be taught code on the board. You understand? You cannot put him side by side with somebody in the, maybe let's say the UK, that from the basic school he has been learning programming. You understand? And somebody in the university that the lecturer is writing code on the board. Even a programmer, when you are on your system, you are writing code, you want to run the code might still run into an error. What about the code that is written on the board? How would you know that the code has an error?
Yeah, we can imagine it.
You understand? So I'm not saying we should discard the traditional way. We should put them together. What I'm saying, like the other time I said there are some courses that people will not necessarily need to go to university to learn. Okay, take for example, somebody is going to spend about 4 years to learn religious study in the university. You can do that at the comfort of your home. You don't need, because it's not going to solve today's problem.
But it does. When we're looking at religious studies just superficially, because it's religion, it's more. Sometimes
the structure.
It's a big moral. It incorporates philosophy.
I believe morals.
And you can't take away the interaction.
What do you believe?
I believe morals should be taught at home. If the parents fail to teach their children moral from home, they will also fail in the society.
Maybe some people will be there to guide the children where the parents have failed.
And that's the essence of
society. If you check what is going on in the university today, you see how students are behaving unruly to the lecturers. I think some videos are in circulation.
Yes, of course.
It is parental failure. See,
but should we blame everything on the parents? Sometimes.
No. I'm not saying everything should be on the parents.
Okay.
I'm not saying, but if the parents have
done what is
done well to instill moral in their children, it will be difficult for them to get out and start copying from other people. But if you believe that it is other people that will teach your children moral, no, I'm not going to.
Well, that doesn't take away the fact that some people can still go and learn.
We can't all study the same course.
Exactly.
Is the essence of evil religious organization.
Dr. Acting. Let's look at this commemoration has been on since 1967.
Yeah.
Declared in 1966. From your time to now, where we are, how well have we advanced as a nation, and how well have we developed when it comes to literacy?
Let me start from the allocation for the education sector. You know this issue of literacy and the commemoration started from the aftermath of the Second World War, when they decided to rebuild, destroy structures and nations, and the UNESCO specified certain percentage of budget, which is I think 20%. Right now, Nigeria is in fact Nigeria as at the previous administration 5.5, just raised to 7.3. So, and I told you initially that when we talk about anything now here, we're talking about African countries developing, yes, because it's a way of bridging the gap. So when they started this Literacy Day, World Literacy Day, is for that purpose, and UNESCO specify what could help heal the wounds, good budget for education. So if we have done below the UNESCO specification, we have not done well, because there is no how the budget will go for salaries. It's as simple as that. So that's why our universities are not developing. They can't develop. Okay, they take fee. It's recently they increased fee. When I was in UI, my accommodation was 90 naira. 90. So we are not faring well as per literacy, because even this traditional one, I told you 20 million still don't have access to it. So if we put the new ones, if we decide to upgrade, it gets wider. So, but at different levels, I think everyone should know that they have to get informed. They have to seek knowledge, and the awareness too will come from the government. We used to have a national orientation agency. I think we still have them.
Still do.
They should still enlighten more, because from the enlightenment, we're talking about bad morals now. Those things will go. If morally our young ones are bad, nothing will work, because the mindset is to dupe, make money now, or to do ritual. How did we get to ritual? 7-year-old will be doing ritual. How did we get there? Oh, it's money. So we place emphasis on the wrong thing, because part of literacy is to know the thing. Okay, I've read in school, I have the knowledge, I must apply it well. So we have educated illiterates in Nigeria, plenty, because we are not actually applying what we learn in school, and you don't know it's a chain. As a leader now, I should be able to rescue all my learners by giving them the right path to go. Are all leaders doing that? So if we fail to do that, those we didn't train well, we also infect. I'm using the word infect others, and that's how the chain will keep multiplying. So literacy-wise, we are still far from the center point.
Oh. All right. Very beautiful summation.
Very beautiful summation. And at the same time, appalling that we are still lagging behind when it comes to literacy.
And this is a call to action. This is a call to action. To the authorities and everyone, all the stakeholders. We still have a long way to go.
Although the government recently, they are trying to bring out of school children back to school. And they are trying to use a private school and so on recently, but the gap is still very wide.
The gap will be bridged. Thank you so very much, Dr. Victoria Akitoye, for your really, truly insightful contribution to the program today. Thank you so much. She's an educationist and administrator, and to you, to Joshua Akinbayo, a certain computer scientist, data analyst programmer. Thank you so very much for your input as well. And to you, Atonto, thank you for being a part of the program. My name is Jamila Inegbede. Do have a great week ahead.
And I am Goke Moshir. And as always, of course, just your week is going to be awesome. And that is going to be with a capital W. Always. And keep the dial locked on Oluyole 98.5 FM.
Oluyole FM. Unjalala. Unjatoroto. Oluyole FM. Òkìlẹ̀ létí. Oluyole FM ó báradọ́gba kìíní sìn bí ọmọ àwélé ó já gàràgà ní fara olùkọ́ni tètò tó ń retí ròyìn ní yọ̀gbà ajídára bí èso ẹ̀ ló fi ká fábẹ́lá tẹ̀. 98.5 FM ìkòkò ọbẹ̀ fún gbogbo ẹlẹgbẹ́ tó kù máa gbọ́ lọ.
Kéré o ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ló pàrokò ìbéèrè ránṣẹ́ sí yín ká lè jọmọ bó ṣe ń lọ. Wọ́n ní ǹjẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé ní báyìí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ńlá ni kéèyàn já yanrìn wọ́rọ̀kúta ọparun òkúta lílà àtàwọn èròjà àkọlé sójú pópó. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹ̀yìn àmọ̀ kì í ṣe léègbé bẹ́ẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ lójú pópó kì í ṣàyè ìgbọ́kọ̀ tó ti godó sí. Bóyá lẹ mọ̀ pé ìwà ìbìkítà wọ̀nyí ló ń sọ àwọn òpópónà tó fẹ̀ dáadáa di tórótó ṣàkóbá fún lílọ bíbọ̀ gerege ọkọ̀. Àníṣẹ́ àṣà pálapàla ìlòkulù àwọn ọ̀nà tíjọba fowó gọbọi ṣe ló ń ṣokùnfà ìdíbàjẹ́ wọn láìtọ́jọ́ tó sì ń gbọ́n owó tùlù tó yẹ kó lọ sórí ìpèsè àwọn ohun amáyédẹrùn míì lọ lákòótọ́ ọba. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ wá gbọ́ àjèjì ọwọ́ kan ò gbẹ́rù dórí níjọba ṣe fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ gbárùkù ti òun fún ìrànlọ́wọ́ ara wa pé ká ní àyípadà ọkàn sí bá a ṣe ń lo dúkìá ìlú ká má bàa farakátà òfin tó tayéye. àjẹ́ pé ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń kọ́lé lọ́wọ́ nírònà àtàbánikọ́lé gan-an tẹ́ ẹ kúnnà jíjá èròjà ìkọ́lé sójú pópó ẹ̀yà ajẹ́kórókè fáǹfààní mùtúmùwà tó ń lo òpópónà kékulé ó gbọ́ ó sọ fún toko.
Aago mọ́kànlá bọ́ọ̀lù nìkan ní Olúyọ̀lé 98.5 FM nìbàdàn nígbà àsìkò títún fún ètò ó gbá yagiyagi pẹ̀lú Kọ́lá Ọmọtọ́ṣọ́.
Dodo. That's what for you, Lose. No time to check time. To the question, what live for our so do we better? Oh, I'm a bit lab, or lay at it. If my team at it, I the fiducian not no wale, Bobby Dadasha. Monica Fupa, was a one collab or la rot it, no, your main day. I just shed your love on the Kulu Bambo, not to the law. Everybody, mójú ẹ̀ débẹ̀ ó náà ń sọ lásìkò tá a wà yìí lọ́sùn lọ́sìn lágbo iléèwé ìdárayá àwọn ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ti lọ fà ó ti lọ fà ó lọ fà gbà ó tún ti gbé kinní ọ̀hún dé èmi ló kàn ẹ tún gbé kinní ọ̀hún wá àwa ló kàn Olúyọ̀lé náà 8.5 FM àwa ló kàn máa tẹ̀ sójú ẹ̀ ọlọ́run ọba mi tó tò rẹ ìbà rẹ̀ kábíyèsí ọba tó dá ayé dọ̀run àti ogbon tó ń bẹ nínú ẹ̀ tá a wá ní mi ò bá fi yín wé ó kẹni tó lè bá ayé dọ́gba ọlọ́run tó ju àwọn náà lọ ní o bàbá tó wọ̀ mí sísọ̀sùn ó fún mi lẹ́bùn tèmi tí mo lò yìí gbogbo swaggers mi àtàwọn stills mi ẹ̀bùn ló fi jẹ́ pé ní gbogbo ìgbà tí àkókò ó ní máa ń palantí apolongo tẹnumọ́ tẹsánmọ́ fakọ sí wípé ọlọ́run sẹ́ẹ̀ aláwàlá ẹ̀ báyé àtọ́dún kò sẹ́ni méjì tí màá gbé fún tó kọjá ọba ọ̀kan ṣoṣo yìí bẹ́ẹ̀ náà bá bísí tó bá jẹ́ pé ráàyè ẹ jẹ́ ká jùmọ̀jọ́ gbé fún bàbá gọ́ọ̀dù lókè wọ́n fọ́ọ̀sì èèyàn ó yànnà gbé fún bàbá àgbàlagbà yìí ẹ̀ tó já fi gínágí ká lè gbádùn ojú o ẹjẹ dàbàrà bó ṣe kẹrẹ kó tó pọ̀tọ̀ fún ẹ̀ sílẹ̀ ẹkú mọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ bí ṣẹlẹ̀ ò bá ṣẹlẹ̀ lágbo iléèwé ìdárayá Adékọ́lá Mọ́tòṣọ́ bí òde sọ fún yín pọ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ torí wípọ́ tún ti zẹ̀ ó ní ṣe máa mú wá fún yín bẹ́ẹ̀ kájọ fi yòlù zẹ̀ kò sí tó níbẹ̀rẹ̀ tí kì í lópin mo ti máa ń jà yín tipẹ́tipẹ́ ẹni lọ lọ́bọ̀ ẹni tí ò lọ kì í dé ìdíje ti National Youth Game ó wá ó ti lọ o ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó wọ́n yí àga mọ́ Delta nídìí ìpínlẹ̀ Delta tí wọ́n sábà máa jẹ gàba bàbá ń sọ nípa ìdíje gbogbogbò ti eré ìdárayá àti àwọn òpónlò lórílẹ̀‐èdè wa Nàìjíríà National Youth Game ó wọ́ sópin lópin ọ̀sẹ̀ tá a lò kọjá yìí ìlú Àsàbà bí tìtìtì pápá àṣẹrẹ ti Stephen Keshi tó ń bẹ nílùú Àsàbà ibẹ̀ ó ní gbogbo pátápátá gbogbogbò bì ó ná ti wá sópin àmì wúrà 52 gold medals ó ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ó ní wọ́n fi fakọyọ ó náà fi ṣepò kíní jáde wọ́n ní àmì fàdákà 32 silver medals bákan náà ní àmì bàbà mẹ́rìndínlọ́gbọ̀n 26 bronze medals ohun tó ń fi jagun tó ń fi fakọyọ nìyẹn o tó ń fi gba ipò àkọ́kọ́ the first tí a fi gbà jáde máa gbọ́ máa já ìpínlẹ̀ Delta tí máa ń sábà jẹ gàba tẹ́lẹ̀ fẹ̀kàn tẹ́lẹ̀ àwọn ipò kejì ni wọ́n bára wọn àmì wúrà 37 gold medals àmì fàdákà 38 silver medals àti àmì bàbà 39 bronze medals òun náà fi mú ipò kejì jáde ìpínlẹ̀ Edo òun ló ṣe ipò ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹta ìpínlẹ̀ Bayelsa ló ṣe ipò ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹrin èmi máa ń lò mí èmi eré ìdárayá tún ti gbé mi wọ̀ mo ti mi gbé bọ́dì lọ́wọ́ báyìí ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ló pọ̀wọ́ lé wọn ẹ wò mí ó ti wá ti lọ nìyẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ bá láǹfààní láti wọ àṣekágbà ìdíje US Open takùnrin tàná ẹ̀mí ìṣìṣà gbọ́mìyà ẹ̀mí ìṣìṣà ìfigagbága àṣekágbá ti ìdíje ti eré ìdárayá ti bọ́ọ̀lù ẹlẹ́dọ̀ aláfàjọ̀gbá lórí ilẹ̀ igun tàwọn títọkùnrin orogún méje pàdé ara wọn irú ẹ̀rín wèrè ẹ̀rín ìkà ẹ̀fọ́ ni Yannick Sinna àtọ̀hún àti Carlos Alcaraz wọ́n jọ wọ̀ ọ́ mọ́ra wọn lọ́wọ́ ni o bàrìbà lẹ́yìn ọ̀rẹ́ yìí Carlos Alcaraz yóò gbọ́ nǹkan kan o wọ́n ti gé e létí lọ àmì ayò 6 sí 2 7 sí 6 sí 1 6 sí 4 6-2 3-6 6-1 6-4 òun ní Carlos Alcaraz fi jábọ̀ olúborí wọ́n yà ní Sinna lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń wá jàlàyé ẹ̀ fún yín dáadáa ṣé ẹ̀mọ̀ ìgbà àwọn méjèèjì ẹni àkọ́kọ́ ní tìbútòrò lè àgbáyé àtẹnìkejì náà jọ kojú ara wọn láṣekágbá àtàná yẹn torí pé yà ní Sinna ó dé ní àkọ́kọ́ ní tìbútòrò lè àgbáyé Carlos Alcaraz lẹ́nìkejì ìjábọ̀ olúborí rẹ̀ ti tàná yẹn yóò sì ta látàtòkò yóò padà jókòó sípò ẹni àkọ́kọ́ tó dípẹ́ lọ́dún tá a wà nínú rẹ̀ yìí àní àdé òsínbẹ̀ wọ́n jọ fà á kó tóra wọn ni. Carlos
Alcaraz ti gba French Open kó tó di pọ́ tún wá gba US Open tàná Grand Slam méjì òun ló ti gbà sọ́wọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Jannik Sinner ó ti gba Australian Open lọ́dún yìí ó gba Wimbledon ó jọ mú méjì lọ́wọ́ bẹ́yẹ ẹ wá rí pọ́ dídí gbógìdìgbò àwọn fẹ́ gbogbo gbọ́ra wa bẹ́yẹ o wọ́n jọ fà á kódà ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Amẹ́ríkà ààrẹ Donald Trump bàbá ń bẹ́ ń kalẹ̀ láti wá wo ìtútù àwọn ọmọ yẹn tí wọ́n fi ra wọn pa láyà ti tàná ó lọ fún àdíẹ̀ àsìkò ní òsì èèmbá tún tọ̀pá bọ̀ nú ẹ̀ ju báyìí lọ bàdìbà. Líìgì orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà àwọn ìfigagbága ṣe kọ̀líkọ̀lí tẹ̀léra wọn àwọn ẹgbẹ́ agbábọ́ọ̀lù wọ́n fìdàn hanra wọn o wọ́n lọ́ṣọ́ mọ́ra wọn lọ́rùn gbọ́n bọ́tì ní ara wọn jábọ́ lẹ̀ pẹ̀rẹ̀pẹ̀.